think that's probably one of the more disappointing ways to lose a game when you lead by 10 a couple of times.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. You know, I think we did a lot of good things today. Controlled the ball pretty well. Obviously, the lapses in concentration defensively on the back of penalties really hurt us. I think there was probably 5 tries, you know, on the back of probably 4 tries out of the 5 on the back of just some real concentration errors are the biggest things for us. Look, Cronulla put on some smart tries. I'll give them credit for that. You know, but you know, not good enough for us in that area. Because the biggest disappointment for me, I suppose, we defended pretty well in the last 20 minutes, but the 10 minutes prior to that, you know, was too soft. You know, there wasn't enough desperation, not enough talk, not enough concentration. All those particular things that you need to be a good defensive side in the NRL.
What were your thoughts out there, Kurt?
Well, I'm a bit lost for words, mate. It's just completely unacceptable from my point of view. I mean, how much more motivation do you need playing at home? We're up by 10. You know, we achieved some of the things we wanted to achieve in the first half. And the second half was embarrassment. At home in front of our fans and people, you know, family and whoever else is here watching, sponsors and whatever else. And just that's the toughest one to cop today. That's for sure. Toughest half to cop. That's for sure.
Particularly after Jake's effort, that try early in the second half.
Oh, mate, I can't. Yeah, remind me of it, please.
When he dove over the ball line.
Oh yes. Well, mate, that's the desperation you want out of people. You know, he didn't give up on it, and we knew we were going to get that from Jake because he does that sort of stuff at training. So he's always going to give you 100%. He's always going to be desperate in whatever he does. So I was happy for him.
Is it a confidence thing at the moment, Kurt, or is the confidence down just because you've had a couple of losses?
Oh yeah, I think that's always going to be the case after you've lost a few games in a row. That's for sure. And I guess that whether that affects your game personally, probably does. Different guys. Yeah, so it probably does for some people. Yeah, and then I guess that reflects on the team as well.
Kurt,
you must be sick of getting the same and feeling the same things week after week. I mean,
Yeah, I am, mate. I am today.
How does it stop and where does it stop you?
Well, training. You know, you've got to train well. You've got to work on. I mean, defensively, that's the key. I think I've said it before. I've said it during the week. That defensively, when we play well defensively, when we've defended strong, we've been resilient. We've been tough in defence, and then we've normally won the game or we've been pretty close.
Kurt, most people like that rule where the video referee can't intervene if a bloke's on the ground unless it's a reportable offence, but we probably saw the flip side of it in the last minute where you probably thought you were entitled to penalty.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's a grey area anymore. You know, if you get hit in the face, I think if you get a swinging arm to the head, and Jake clearly got one, he had a bleeding nose at the end of it, and he was knocked around. And look, I'm not blaming. We shouldn't have been in that position that we needed a penalty in the last play of the game. That's for sure. But there isn't a grey area in there anymore. If you get a swinging arm to the head, it's a penalty. Snowy done one in the second half as well. As a player, you know, whether they're falling or not, if there's a swinging arm to the head and the face, you just got to cop them. There's no grey area.
Kurt, it seems like the fans are getting a bit frustrated. Have you got anything you'd like to sort of say to them?
Oh, not at the moment, Rob. I wasn't comfortable in thanking them today anyway for their support. Although I do deep down, I do thank them for turning up and supporting us. Yeah, but I didn't feel comfortable waving to them and thanking them today because I wasn't happy with our performance in the second half.
Andy, you got 2 guys on the report here. Obviously, some concerns there as well.
Yeah, I suppose. I think Taz and Snowy are two boys on the report. I was a bit disappointed with the Snowy one, to be honest, mate. You know, there's a a good tough footy tackle. I understand he's made some contact with the shoulder and the refs. And therein lies the inconsistencies of the referee. You know, you get penalised and put on a report for something like that, and the Jake sort of incident right at the end. And I'm with Kurt 100%. You know, we shouldn't be worried about that particular incident at the end of the game because we shouldn't have been in the need of chasing points at that point in the game. But it just goes to show the inconsistencies in the level of decision making that are, you know, involved in our game all the time.
Obviously, Barber made a bit of an impact when he came on as well.
Yeah, he did, mate, absolutely. And we know he's a class player, and we know he's a try sneak, and he did it again today. A couple of those inside balls we didn't cover up well enough. You know, we spoke about the opportunity that he might be playing, and you know, when he was on the bench, we knew there was always going to be danger signs whenever he got on because he can instigate a try from not too much, and he's good at it. He's made a career out of it, and you know, he definitely had a bit of spark when he got on.
Jake Mamo, pretty good, Rick. Do you want to say something about him?
Yeah, he was. Like Kurt said, you knew what you're going to get with Jake. The effort's always going to be great. You know, he's courageous and he's fit. He's quick. He's got a little bit of sorting out as far as, you know, the fullback playing out the back part and a few other things. But he puts himself around the ball. He puts his body on the line. So, you know, you've got to be happy with a young fella like Jake. And he's been close to play for a couple of weeks now and just has missed out. But, yeah, no, it was good reward for Jake's persistence. And he's learning hard at training. Like, he's never really been a fullback, even though he played plenty of fullback in the MIC last year. And, you know, he's played primarily, I suppose, as a fullback in the second grade so far this year. And he's learning all the time, and his willingness to learn is great. And he's an intelligent kid, and he knows he's got plenty to learn and still a lot in front of him, but, you know, the attitude's terrific.
Do you stick with him after a game like today?
Oh, yeah, we'll see how things work out. You know, we've got our two first-choice halves out, which always makes it hard, and we've got our first-choice fullback playing in the halves as well. So it's not an easy road. We've got a couple of decent forwards that are not playing, and, you know, we've got a 19-year-old fellow making his debut, and we're not crying over that. A lot of other clubs are in the same position injury-wise, and it's a little bit to do with the concentration and the continued effort areas. You know, it's about learning in the NRL, and it's a tough environment to learn because, you know, it's pretty relentless. But you know, at the same time, mentally, you know, it's not acceptable for what we're managing at the moment and how much resilience we're showing. You know, considering this place is built on some of that stuff with Alabama and where it started, it's not good enough at the moment. You know, and it's hard when you haven't got a lot of options, I suppose, as far as where you are with your playing depth because of the injury scenario. But we're going to have to work harder with our boys and keep challenging them. And I understand there's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but you know, they're disappointed with themselves and they lost a game today. They probably did enough to win in, and you know, it's a steep learning curve.
Danny Levi, did you say something about our E-Way?
Oh, mate, I thought he was pretty solid. You know, any time you jump into the NRL sort of scenario for a 19-year-old making his debut, I think, yeah, he handled himself, acquitted himself pretty well physically, and his decision-making process and how he handled himself when he went out there, I was happy for him. And I know his mum and dad come over from Wellington to have a look at the game, and Dan's been with us for a couple of years now, and hopefully he's going to be a bit of a future for us leading forward.
So you're obviously aware that fans are getting frustrated with a long stretch of losses. How can you reassure them that you guys are on the right track and they're just going to ride out this stretch with you guys and that you're doing the best you can?
Oh, look, there was plenty of good stuff there today. You know, the way we started was miles different than when we played the Raiders here a couple of weeks ago. You know, look, don't get me wrong, I'm as frustrated as the fans with the concentration sort of lapses and the tries and, you know, how it was coming in braces of tries and really quick succession. That's the biggest issue we've got. But we did a lot of things really decent today. We've still got a fair few players out, you know, but we know we need to improve. And when you've got younger players and they're still finding their feet, you know, you got to get some of this sometimes. But at the end of the day, we've got to be mentally less fragile than we are at the moment because that's what we're showing.
Do you get a few back? Is Smith and Roberts Friday?
Yeah, possibly. You know, I think Tyrone was really close to playing this week. Obviously, he wasn't quite there after yesterday's training run. And Jez's injury's coming on. I don't know about the turnaround for Jez Smith. Tyrone's a chance, I'd say.
Rob, guys, can I just clear up my comment? I do appreciate our fan support. I didn't want my words taken the wrong way there, because we need their support. They deserve better than that today, okay? Thank you.